Dear devotees and friends, this is my second visit to this beautiful city, Utah, and Salt Lake City. So after coming over here, and sometimes in Skype I saw some of you and giving the Gita classes. And this evening, we will try to understand a very important topic, that is the self, the spiritual life. The moment we are born, we are in the process of the living life. But what is this spiritual life again? So that we will try to understand. But before that, let us chant this mantra. Asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma, like that. Om asatoma.
Om Asatoma
Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. This is the universal prayer and the unique prayer. And in 3 lines it says, please take me from the unreal to the real. Asata is Sat. Here the Sanskrit word Sat means the real. We will discuss what is this unreal and real. And then Tamaso Ma Jyoti Gamaya. From the darkness to the light. What is this darkness and what is this light? Again the third, Mritturma Amritam Gamaya. Mrittu is the death and immortality. Now these are the 3 lines, 3 prayer, and that gives us the complete idea of a spiritual life. This is a prayer to someone. Someone is praying to somebody who is more powerful to help. So who is praying to whom? Now we say that the Jivatma, praying to the Paramatma. What is this Jivatma? A consciousness limited. Paramatma, consciousness unlimited. This is the difference. Now, when we say that from the unreal to the real, what does it mean? Now look around our life. Everything is constantly changing. Is it not unreal? The reality means which is permanent, and unreality which is temporary. Right from the sun down to the lump of grass, if we see, everything is changing, constantly changing. So that is called unreal. And sometimes in the Sanskrit, they mention as mitha. The mitha means unreal, untruth. The mitha means untruth. What is this untruth? Here again, the truth means the temporary and permanent. Now friends, we have to go a little deeper, and the Vedantic approach. When you look at our body, we see the constantly changing, every day changing. We were on the lap of our mothers, and now we are so grown up, the mother won't be able to take us into that. So that means a change has come in the body, constant changes. And in the mind also. When we were little kids, our thinking was totally different. And when we are growing up, our mind is also changing. And some people, they are focusing on particular thing, researching on that, trying to find out the spatial way, what is this and that. So all thoughts are also changing. Anything that changes is going to be destroyed. So that means our body and our mind, which is constantly changing, and nobody has to come and prove it, we all know it. That means this is unreal. This is all limited. And the question is, how you know that it is changing? Something must be there which is taking the account, which is observing the change. Otherwise, now sometimes the senior people, they come and say, oh my, it was a small kid, now he's a grown-up person. He observed it, or she observed it. Our grandfather, grandmother, they will come and say, when first time we came, you were such a small kid, now you're a grown-up. He or she observed us. But how we observed our body and mind? Who observed these changes? If somebody is coming and telling me, hey, you have grown up, then is it that I should accept because he said? No. Our experience that I have grown up in this way. How I could see my change? This is the question. When I am observing the change, that means something static is there, permanent is there, comparing with which we can say, this is the changes. So what is that static, that permanent thing that is real? In the terminology, the Sat, Sanskrit terminology, Sat. Translation, real. Then what is this real which never changes? So that is the call, that Atman. And when we are going to that, understanding that, and living according to that standard, that's called spiritual life. Otherwise, this life, the worldly life that we live, everybody is doing the same thing. We grow up and we eat and we drink and we sleep, and there are 6 changes in the body and mind that have also been recorded. The Hinduism, a special thing is, just like the scientific observation, they observed everything. And they have the changes. How many changes? Just changes, not like that. Jayate, asti, vardhate, viparnyamate, vipakshiyate, mriyate. 6 changes are there. The moment you are born, from there, you are growing up, you are staying, and then decay started. And slowly, slowly, we die. All changes to everyone, right from the ant to the elephant, everything. Everybody is changing. And they are passing through these 6 changes. How wonderfully they have observed. But in all the changes, one thing is permanent. What is this permanent? We will try to understand. So that is called spiritual life. Asatoma sadgamaya. Ma means we. It is not I. Because only I that they never could think of. This is the greatness of our rishis. They never could think I. They always thought we. Because if I am going to be liberated and all people let them suffer, they never could think it that way. Why? You are all connected. So the first thing is this, asatoma sadgamaya. From the unreal to the real. Please help us to go. Who will help? One who has already crossed this. The experienced one. And that is called Guru. One who has already passed the darkness and received the light, he can only pass the light. A lighted lamp can then only light the other lamps. So this is the asatoma sadgamaya. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Then what is this tama? Tamasa, this darkness. Now in the morning, it is so beautiful outside. So many plants, trees are there. A little distance, the hill. Now the winter is approaching, so all the greens are slowly going away. All the trees are getting ready, and ultimately they are giving you the beauty by changing their. They know that they are going to die for another 6 months, 7 months. But now they are preparing themselves. So all the fall color, beautifully, they are decorating themselves. They are ready to die, but beautifully. So that is the way. So when they are going to die before that, and do what this is ignorance. Ignorance is, I am this personality. This is ignorance. And unfortunately, each and every one of us, we are bound by this. This is the ignorance. We can never think of anything else except this body. When you ask that little boy, what is your name? He doesn't care to tell that. Why? Because the name and form is not associated yet. Now he has started going to the school, and every day there will be the roll call, and then the other people will call him, hey, John, 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 John. Then he will say, I am John. All these days, he was not knowing that I am John. Now this body, this mind, this personality is John. The two things we see, name and form. Only Nama and Rupa. With the name and form, whole Jagat. We cannot go beyond these two things, name and form. The moment they will discover a star, immediately they will give a name. An island, immediately give a name. They discover something, some insect, a name. So anything they discover, immediately a name. Why? Beyond that, our conception cannot go. If there is no name, then how we will identify? So our rishis, they minimize that. So what is this Jagat? What is this universe? Millions and trillions of varieties. Today we went to this island, the Antelope Island. So many varieties. Even the small, tiny, little, and the fishes are there, the shrimp. And those poor shrimp, little tiny, but even then, death is waiting for them. The moment they have taken the birth, death is inevitable, and the death in the form of birds. They are all waiting over there, immediately they will catch, they will eat, whole thing is going on. So birth and death, this circle is going on. And whole this circle that we see, the millions of varieties that we see, and we can try to imagine, our rishis, they say, whole this Jagat that you see is nothing but Nama Rupa, name and form. And then another world is there, Asti, Bhati, Priya. Asti means existence, Bhati the knowledge, and Priya, bliss, joy. Now friends, this Vedanta will take you to another wonderful realm. None of us, even those tiny little, and it's so difficult to find out, they have kept over there the streams, so tiny. Do you want to leave? They don't want to die. None of them is going to the bird and say, oh, please eat me. No. They're trying to hide. They're trying to save themselves. And when you see something very dirty looking, the quarreling, you say, hey, what is the use of this life? You better die. Immediately you will try to hide. No, I'm all right. So we like to survive in whatever condition, whatever position we are, we like to survive. An elderly lady, she crossed 100, and then all people around her and celebrating that, then told, Grandma, how long you like to live? I like to see your marriage and your children. So that means it will take another 20 years. So what is there? I can wait. So like that, we all like to live. No one wants to die. Now the question is, if you are not having the quality from the beginning, you will never think in this way. Now, please give attention to this. I want to survive. Where from this thought came? Process and all these things afterwards. Where from this thought came? Now we saw the machine that's making the chapatis. And suppose you give the dust into it instead of the other ingredients. So can it make the chapatis? No. And even if it can, then you won't be able to eat. That means the qualities necessary from the beginning. The beautiful, very famous universities are there. Our Chicago University and so many Nobel laureates are there. They say if you go and then bump one person, ask him he's a Nobel laureate. So many Nobel laureates in Chicago. Suppose you take a cow into that and say, I will give $1 million, please teach him mathematics or economics, because that is famous for economics. Will they be able to? No. Why? Because the cow has the life. Cow has the understanding. But from the birth, it has no capacity to learn the economics or chemistry or physics. No. So you must have to have right from the birth that thing, otherwise it is not possible. So where from, the question, where from we got this thought that we should survive? Asatoma sadgamaya. From the unreal we like to go to reality. From the temporary we like to go to permanent. Where from this conception came? It must be there already. Otherwise it is not possible. First, that means the Creator, whoever it may be a Jehovah, maybe Buddha, maybe God, maybe Allah, maybe Bhagavan, maybe Brahman, whoever, must be having this quality. And then he has given or she has given this quality to the creation. This is first. And after analyzing, we come to know whoever may be, whatever may be the cause of our creation, it is having this special quality, survival. We like to survive, we like to live. So anything that he has created, I am using the word he, usually the Vedantin, they all eat, they say, because it is consciousness. They're having this quality, the first asti, then the knowledge, bhati. See, each and every one, even the small little bird, they are also trying to know what is this, what is that. And our human babies, millions of questions. Parents are so tired of answering. Even in the school, the teachers, no, you will grow up, you will understand. What is this, what is that, why it is flying, so many things. Where from the knowledge comes. And if you look at it, it's each and every being, living being having this quality. Maybe intensity is little and more, but it is there. In human being, more. So they like to learn. So naturally, again, it proves the Creator is having this. Asti, that means eternity, bhati, the knowledge, and priyam, the word. The two ladies I was telling them, they came to tell me, sir, read this book. And why? You will go to heaven. I told, ma'am, have you visited heaven? No. Now, how can you promote a place where you have not visited? Maybe there is no running water, no electricity. You do not know. You better go. So what is heaven? The peculiar conceptions. Those who were in the desert, their heavens is full of rivers. And they were not getting beautiful ladies, so all huri and puri, all they be there. They were not getting good food, so all the food will be there. So conception of heaven means the things that they were not getting, it is there. Now other people, suppose you go to the Bangladesh, it's full of river, and you say, oh, do you like to go to heaven? What is that type? A lot of river. Oh my God. Right from the birth, we are only going on rowing the boat. No, not necessary. Their conception should be that it is dry land and the comfort should be there. I need not to go to attend any office, food will be there. And in ancient time, this Romans and Spartans, their conception of this is really peculiar. Conception of heaven was, particularly the Spartans, they are fond of fighting. So we will go to a place where constantly we can fight, and even if I'm dying, the next morning again I will get back the life, I can fight again. And food will be there, we'll eat the food, we'll take rest, and again we'll fight. So they love fighting. So their conception of heaven. Now what is this heaven then? Again some temporary conception. And the Hindus, they'll say God will be there. You can go and sit near God. Then you can listen to God. You can talk to God. You can cook for God. So all these conceptions for the Hindus, and they like it very much when you will go to heaven. So this is the conception of heaven, because joy, because the anand, the joy and the anand, the bliss, that is the ultimate goal. But even if we go to heaven, there are places like that. They say again, we will go to another complicated chapter of Hinduism, that's called karma phala. The action and its result. The Hindus will say what to do, it is all AI. So they will show that kapalam, they say. The kapalo means this is a previous birth. I did something wrong, so this time I have to suffer, etc., etc. And the karma phala is true. Because anything that you are doing, the result will surely come. That is the way. Now one girl, she is very good in study. But her parents cannot support her. Now, she naturally is somehow another gentleman who knows me, he came to know about it. Then he wrote to me, Swamiji, sometimes you help the poor students, and this is a daughter of my friend. So his father is a very nice gentleman, but can't support. He's like almost like 1.5 in our country. That's a lakh. Here it will be maybe $2,000, something like that. It will be sufficient. So for class 11 and 12, and she is all too fast girl in our class. Can you please support her? Now, as because she is good, so naturally the news is reaching. So how the help is coming. And I calculated, I told her, $2,000, it is possible for me, I will send. No, because people give donation to me, I'll keep over here. And then I spend in this way. What I am going to do? Because wherever I go, they will be giving my passage money. They will give the place to stay, food. So naturally, whatever money they give, so this I can spend in this way. I will send her. But look at it. If you are trying to do good, help will come. And if you try to do bad, help will come. Because you have done the pickpocketing and then you are jailed. In the jail you will find another person. Hey, only pickpocketing? Chi, this is not good. I will teach you how to kill a person and rob his everything. Now from the pickpocketing you become a dacoit, you become a killer. That also comes. So depend on your thought. All action comes after your thought. So one should be careful about the thought. And what is the religious life? Thought. Now let us go back to another thing, religion. What is religion? In any religion, there are so many varieties of religions. What is religion? Nothing but some processes. They will develop some process. So in the process, what they do? Ritualistic. Morning you have to get up and after bathing, wash clothes, then you will go. In India they will put different type of perennial mark and all that. Then you will go, they will burn the incense sticks. In the Christianity, they have the same thing. Islam also the same thing. 5 times they will do the namaz and all this. All the rituals. And when you are practicing, that is the beginning. When you are doing the ritual, then you will hear the propounders and those people, they will say, don't tell lies. So morality. The ritual only to start, to begin with. For a higher spiritual life, they will call. But what is it? Don't tell lies. Don't hate others. Don't create problem for others. Try to help others. 10 commandments. What are the 10 commandments? All morality only. And nothing else. The Jesus, again and again, he is teaching morality only. Here and there, now and then. Sometimes he is telling about the high spiritual values. The 2 sentences we can quote. Jesus said, love thy neighbor as thyself. Neighbor as thyself. Morality. In those days there was no law, police and all that. Naturally, love your neighbors. Then the same Jesus is telling, anyone can love his neighbors. I say unto you, love your persecutors. That is called spirituality. So when you can love your persecutors, those people are torturing you. Still you say, no, they are all doing the mistake. Oh God, please forgive them, for they don't know what to do. That is called spirituality. So step by step, the first is ritual, then come morality, then come all theologies, stories, different type of stories they will create. And through the stories, they will give you those moralities. In India, that King CB, being a king, he is supposed to give the protection to each and everyone. So a bird came, and the bird told, "O king, please save me. One hawk is coming to kill me." Then the falcon came and told, "That is my food. O king, you cannot take my food like that." The king told, "You need some flesh to eat. I have given the shelter, so you better take my flesh." "Oh, that's good," he said. So king started cutting from here, there. Then almost when the king was about to die, then they took the original form, the Indra and the Dharma, 2 gods. They came and told, "No, we are very pleased because you have kept your words." So that is the morality that goes in a life. The people are living like that. The Sri Ramchandra, his father promised. So to keep the words of his father, he went to the jungle for 14 years. Morality in personification. So that we are encouraged to apply the morality in life. So rituals, just like the schooling, you go to the school. Then morality, the teaching begins. Then the teachings, again, they give through stories so that you can get the encouragement to follow that. And then come the philosophy. They analyze it. All this time, 3 stages. Ritual, morality, then mythology, then come philosophy. And philosophy will analyze it. As I was analyzing, as because we are having 3 qualities, we don't like to die, and we like to know everything, and we always want the joy. These 3 qualities must have come from the beginning. Otherwise, where from we will get it? Philosophy. So analyzing the philosophy. And then comes spirituality. What is the spirituality? Becoming that. All these days, as a teaching was going on, now you imbibe those knowledge, and now you are that. Now a student going to school, and slowly, the same student one day will become a professor. Then he or she will teach. So that is the way it goes. So what is spiritual life? Swamiji said, to being and becoming. What is that spiritual life? To understand the truth and to imbibe the truth in our own life. And that is, what is the truth? Then in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, then Sri Krishna, he is telling that Arjuna, see, there is a thing within our body. As that we began with that, we began that our body is changing, mind is changing, it is temporary. Who observed it? In the Bhagavad Gita, we find that Sri Krishna is telling, Nainam chindanti shastrani, Nainam dahati pavakaha, Nachaidam kledayan tyapa, Nashoshayati marutaha. This goes on giving in 3-4 verses the beautiful way. There is something within us. Without that, we cannot survive. We are so careful about our body. When you cross 50, every 6 months you go for checkup, general checkup. Why? Because all parts are all right or not. That is good, okay. Then we take care of the food. So with so many things we do for this, our body. And if you say that our great, what is that? Ram Baba, Ramdev Baba, Ramdev has come. And he will show you what he is doing, taking the breathing exercise and all that. Why? He will survive. And people will be there, thousands will be there, and Ramdev Baba going to teach. What body? Because we know the body, we are careful about the body. And if you come to know that somebody's, he was playing the music, as because it's the Indian tune we can understand, you're so wonderful, beautiful tune. And that is for the pleasant of the mind. So we are taking care of body and mind. But what about that for which we are surviving? We do not know. We never care. So this is the problem. So that is main thing. That within our body, we are dead. Then some people, they give their body parts to donate. Now they will be taking your retina, they will take this part, that part, and they will utilize another person. He will also survive. If that is possible, my body parts can help another to survive. Why not me? What happened to me? All that is intact. What is not there, what is absent, so they will take me and either they will burn or bury. Why? Have you ever thought of it? Oh, a death. What is the death? The life has gone. What is that life? That, the Hindu, they say, this is Atman. In the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, these 3 verses very clearly said, Abhyaktoyam, Achintoyam, Abhikarja, Ayamuchyate. Abhyaktoyam, you cannot express about it, you can feel it, but you cannot express about it. Why? It is beyond time, space and causation. Anything beyond time, space and causation, how you will express? You need a time frame. The Swamiji came in this October, and the end of October, it was a little cold, and in his house, so time, place, all this, then you can identify, oh, that's Swamiji. But about that Atman, which is all pervading, how can you say? At that time he came, Atman came, no. So, Abhyaktoyam, Achintoyam, is very difficult to think of. When you are thinking again, cognizing means what? Time, space and causation. Again you have to think about it, and in the thinking process, you cannot go beyond the 5 things. What are the 5 things? We see, we smell, we touch, we taste and we hear. So Sabda, Sparsha, Gandha, etc. These are this is called Hinduism. They always analyze everything. And then they say, so beyond this five, if the moment it is there, you say either ghost or God. Beyond these five senses, anything goes, you say, oh, it must be a ghost or must be a God. That's all. Because we cannot express. So I cannot smell the ghost and oh no, there is nothing. So this is that they say, abhyaktuyam achintuyam abhikarjayam uchyate. It's not doing anything. It's just there. So what is the changing? Only this body is changing. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachaidam kledayam tapa. You cannot cut it. You cannot wet it. You cannot dry it. What is this? Eternal. So what changing? Body only. So sometimes I give the example, suppose this bulb is not working. So why it is not working? Then we change the bulb, another new bulb we give. Immediately light is there. Why? Electric current is there. And so many varieties of bodies, male, female, animal, birds, reptiles, and so many. Everyone is living just like this. The TV is a frame, it is a different form and name, and different activity. Electric, this bulb, different activity, different shape, and different name. And like that, even the microphone, these and everything. But one thing common, electricity. If the electricity is not there, nothing is going to work. Similarly, if the Atman is not there, nothing is going to work. So what we should do? Now we should be careful to understand this Atman. How we can understand that? By controlling our mind. And how to control the mind? By controlling our senses. Chakshu karna nashika jiva tak, the eye and we don't like to see the bad things. Don't like to hear the bad words. We don't like to smell this bad thing. Like this, you have to go on controlling. When you are stopping the supply and slowly, it will become automatically weak. Then whatever you tell to your mind will listen to you. That's called meditation. So you control the mind and then put it into that. Ultimately what happens? Now we conclude. This when we come to know about the Atman, the Self, we become Self itself. Like the drop of water that was coming down from the sky and shouting, oh, I am going to lose my personality, identity. It falls into the ocean, it becomes ocean. The little self that I am having, and I say, this is Ishatmananda, and I was there, I was here, I was doing this, I was doing that. All this identity, it will become God only. So Tat Tvam Asi, that they say. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. You are the supreme. And then only joy, joy and joy for eternity. If only we can understand the spiritual life, if we can follow the spiritual life, Guru gives the idea. And the Hindus have developed, in each and every religion you will find mantra japa. The Muslims are going on Allahu, Allahu, they are counting. The Christianities are also counting the beads, particularly the Catholics. And the Buddhists, they are also counting the Buddha. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. The Hindus have varieties of gods and goddesses, varieties of gurus also giving the name. Why? We know that name, we can repeat that. Why through Guru? Because he has practiced it. After practicing, that becomes, the same name becomes stronger. And it gives, and the Guru will say, don't write anywhere and don't tell anybody. Just repeat it. When you are driving, You are waiting for, that and because of the road congestion, you are waiting and you are getting bored what to do, what not to do. Go on repeating the name of God. You are flying for 2 hours. Go on repeating the name of God. So like that, if you can repeat the name of God, and slowly what will happen, you are countering the other thoughts. What are the other thoughts? Temporary thoughts, worldly thoughts. You are countering. And then the permanent thought will come. You won't understand, but a transformation will come. And with the transformation, ultimately you will be in great joy. And how you will know? People will start loving you. They will love to come to you. And your company they will like. So that attraction of the purity, they say. Attraction of the purity. And Jesus said, as in the Hinduism, each and everyone can achieve that. Each and everyone. I always quote the beautiful words of the Jesus. He said, blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are those who are pure in heart. Now what is this purity? Love and unselfishness. It is not the water of the Jordan, or the Muslims the Jam water, Hindus the Ganga water. If the water could purify me, then the millions of fishes are already there in the Ganga. No. That is only external help. The purity means love. Love without boundary. Love for each and everyone. Feeling for all others. That's much. Love is already there. The small. For my kith and kin, my relatives, my country, my nation. Small. Break that. And you are Jesus. You are Buddha. You are God yourself. Just that. Love and unselfishness. When you love each and everyone, and you can never think about yourself, oh, it is my son, so I have to keep something extra for him. No. So that unselfishness will be there. Thank you, friends. Thank you for... So only two things we have to develop, love and unselfishness. That's all.
Questions?
So, like back in India, when I used to travel on the roads, I used to see like a lot of poor people around, and whenever I would see anyone in trouble, I would feel very bad. I mean, still it happens here also. Like whenever I see beggars on the road, you feel very bad, and then I feel like I need to do something, and I want to do something. Sometimes, like if I have some cash, I'll give. If I have some things which would be useful, I'll just give that. But then I really don't know if that is the right thing to do. Are we promoting their behavior? Shall we do that or not do that?
To some extent, yes. Because, recently I read the news, the one, what's called the beggar in Mumbai, he has a special place to be, that is in Mumbai, that railway station, the main railway station. So he used to be. Then when he passed away, then the people went over there. The naturally dead body they took out, and he used to live in a small plastic shed and all. And there they found some lakhs of rupees
In coins, I read that.
in cash and coins. Now it has become a headache for the police to count the coins because all the coins he stock over there. So see, this way also we are unnecessary. But what to do at this moment when they are in difficulty? But try to help those people who are trying to become good. Survival is one thing. Another is trying to be educated, trying to learn something, trying to earn something, so that your help ultimately will generate. So that is economically, that will be good. Otherwise, this is the one thing. Second, a little bit of help that we give, how much but still that is good. But best thing is prayer. Pray for those people. Whenever you see the homeless people, they are really It's so precious to get the human body. Human body, compared with all these millions of the lives around, is the best. That's why in Bible they say, on the last day, on the Saturday only, God created man out of his own image. Mark the word. God created man out of his own image. Image means if God looks like me or you, no. Image means the capacity. What is the capacity? Thinking capacity, deciding capacity. We can understand what is good and what is bad. No one is having that. So that is the human. Swami Vivekananda said, the moving tabernacles, the moving temples, the human being. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, do you think the human being are ordinary? They can imagine God, they can meditate on God inside their heart. And when we read the lives of the great sages and saints, how they transform, that means human. After having the human birth, only for some narcotics, something, they are ruining themselves. Pray for them. Oh God, give them the right type of buddhi, the right type of thoughts, so that they can overcome that weakness.
I have a very stupid question generally, it is always stupid. But I am made by the same person that my dog is made. Okay? And yet you say that I get the qualities or whatever that my creator has made. Right? And the same creator has made my dog, and he doesn't have the capacity to do certain things, gain knowledge, which I have. Why is there a difference?
And that is the reason, the karma phala theory. The karma phala theory, the law of action. Sometime we were also like the animals. We were animals and the birds, and slowly you come to this human birth. But in the human birth, as the God is giving you, slowly the intelligence is giving, and then you are approaching. So difference is your karma, good karma. The more you do the good karma, the more you become better. Your thought becomes completely clear. You can understand really subtle things. So that is because of the karma. The dog, because of the karma, it is suffering like that. But now it is not earning any good or bad. Whatever the action it did, now it is only burning up. After that, again it will get the opportunity to become a human being. Again the opportunity will give him to it. And if he misuses, again going back. And Upanishad, Kathopanishad, it quotes like this. I will quote the Sanskrit. Nakasya prishthate sukrite anubhutve imam lokam inataram vavishanti. And because of your good work, you may go even up to the heaven. But after exhausting all your good work, you have to come back to this life and maybe the bad lives also. All this karma. So that's why in every religion, morality. Why morality? What is the vision or for what? Because by cheating someone, I am actually hurting myself. The bad karma ultimately will take me. Now the people all the time challenges this. They say, how we will know the good karma and bad karma? There are something which you cannot directly prove. But through inference you can understand. And now we know, right this moment, so many babies are born, this moment. But some are born in Syria and some are born in America. Those who are in Syria, suffering right from the birth. And those who are in America, enjoying right from the birth. Is this accident? No. There must be something behind it. We can't see. But the thing is like that. There are many things we have to feel and then understand. You cannot physically prove it. This is karma phala is just like that.
So in the same context, like
One thing I just like to add, again from the life of Jesus, he was meeting so many people, rich people, businessmen, educated people, but he didn't give the call, follow me. And he met some of the fishermen, and they were catching fish, two brothers. He met them and said, hey, burn your boat at your back and follow me. You are catching the fish, I will teach you how to catch the human being. So these fishermen became great apostles, the great followers of the Jesus, the John. Now this is how Jesus could understand, because Jesus knew from the past, this is the man marked for my work. Same way Bhagavan Sri Krishna, when a young boy of 16, 17 years came from Calcutta, he was curious to know, is there God? He was going on asking different people, no one could give the answer. And someone told he better go to that man. He came only for that. Moment he entered, immediately Sri Krishna told, oh, you are the person you have come to for the redemption, Vivekananda. That means karma phala. Even the Vivekananda, young boy, he never could understand that. And he said, sir, I know that you love me, but don't exaggerate how people will think about you. But he said, no, I can see that he will become a teacher of the whole world. 29 years age, he became the teacher of the whole world. So, karma phala. See, I and my brother, from the same parentage, same family, same schooling, same society, then I became a monk and he became an officer. So why? He never could think about leaving the hearth and home and dedicate the life for God. And I never could think to marry and settle and... So how? Same parents, same way we grew up, same teachers, same education, karma phala. Because a time came after the 16, 18, all the original thoughts that start manifesting. When you see the children, they are constantly following the mother. The moment they grow up, then the parents also wonder, how come my child is behaving so peculiarly? It's not peculiar, these are original. Karma phala.
yeah, so my question was like we keep on hearing that human beings go through this cycle of 7 lives before they get the moksha or like that. So is the karma and phala cycle really continuous, or has it anything to do with these 7 lives?
The karma phala, the different lives it takes. But if you are praying to God in one life itself, because it is all depends on the king. King can keep you in the prison and then slowly give. Then suddenly the king liked you. Okay, whatever he has done, forget about it. You are free. Just like that. So if you are taking the name of God, everything becomes purified. That's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna said, the God's name can purify you in such a way, even the 7 lives, whatever the sin you have done, wrong you have done, everything can be burned. And now what is sin actually? Selfishness. And what is purity? Unselfishness. The moment you think, why I am going to get this money and this and that, what I am going to do? Because ultimately when I died like that poor man, he was having 1 or 2 lakhs, that beggar. He could enjoy food, he could enjoy life, he could be in a good place, he could start a small business with that money. But no, he was going on begging. What, that money? No, it is with the police. That's all. So this is foolishness. I was in Arunachal Pradesh and we have a school over there, teachers are there. Teachers from India, different parts of India. So after joining that, I started visiting all their quarters. They have their different quarters. I went into a quarter, it was so dirty. and somehow they are surviving. Husband, wife, and I think 1 or 2 child. No, 1 little girl. So I thought, why this? Why you are not living nicely? You don't have any TV, you don't have any freeze. The salary is good. No, Swamiji, I am actually all accumulating all my salaries, and I have already purchased a plot of land and a 3-story building I have made. So I utilized all the money for that. And when you are going to live in that house? No, maybe after 25 or 30 years, because after that long period, and if you allow me to stay, naturally I will complete my tenure, then that will be another 25 to 30 years, then I will go. And who is now living there? My brothers are looking after. No, not looking, he is enjoying. Your new house, your brother is enjoying. And after 25 years, when you will be an old person, you will go to an old house. Is this calculation? So rather, now, if you like to enjoy, you better go to different places, enjoy the life. You are a householder, you are not like a monk. But you should go to good hotels, enjoy the hotel's life, and then this resort, that resort, enjoy the life. And have a good car, drive the car. Now you're going on keeping the money and not utilizing, and ultimately what will happen, you do not know. After the 25 years, when you go over there, it's an old house, and your brother will say, I am living over here 25 years, who are you? Then you will go to the litigation and all these things. I told him a story. A man was very, very clever person. So he used to go to the market to purchase the potatoes, and in our country they will keep the potato on some nets. So keep the potato fresh. So he used to keep the fresh potato always at the back, and from the rotten potatoes he used to take out to eat. All through his life he ate the rotten potatoes because he had to complete the rotten potatoes, and every time the potatoes are rotten. So he could live. At one time he should have thrown all the rotten one, start with the fresh one. So life is like that. If you become a monk, like a monk, don't care for anything except God. If you're a householder, become a householder. So you should have a house, you should have a car, you should have a life, all this. In between, neither this nor that is of no use. So most of our, particularly in India, people are confused like this. Not that they don't have money, but they don't like to live that life because how people will think. So secretly they are doing like this. It is not good. And the more you are purchasing, the market is also going up. The more production, more sale, economy will develop. So all these things. So life is this. And ultimately you say to God, whatever you gave, I have enjoyed. Enough is enough. Nothing can give me the eternal joy. Now you are the person who can give me the eternal joy. Now, from now onwards, this very moment, I am dedicated to you. As because you have a focused mind. As a scientist, when they are discovering things, think of it, how focused mind it is. I know a young lady, she was reading the researching in the chemistry. The PhD she did in chemistry and the doctorate. And all the time she'll be there, in the lab itself. And she will lie down, sleep and get up because all things are going on. Most of the days she could not go to her apartment. She'll be living there. And American universities, all the facilities are there. So then she discovered that. Then I told, this tremendous energy that you have focused over there to the micro chemistry something she prepared and they developed, and then what? This mind, if you give to God, you will get the eternal. And in America, very peculiar. All facilities are there for research. But when you complete the research, there is no job. They are very peculiar. And the best people even, and they don't get the professorship. In Chicago and all other small, 6 months only job. That also after the 6 months, if the students say, good teacher, then only you will get the next opportunity. What is all this? But anyway, I told all these things are happening, but suppose you give your mind to God, then whole thing will change. And luckily, she has become a nun now, pursuing. And in meditation, she is so deep meditation. From early morning, at least 2-3 hours she can meditate. The same mind. The mind she was focusing on the chemistry lab, same mind giving to God. Understanding is so well, Vedantic understanding. And chemistry means memorizing all things. Now she can memorize so many things of the spiritual life. So actually it is mind. So if you have a sharp mind to understand things,
So Swamiji, you said we are all resisting death. Everybody wants to live. And yet if we don't die, we are constantly changing. So why are we, that means we are non-permanent. And we want to reach permanency. So why are we resisting permanency?
oh, that is because we are so much attached to this body and mind. So that you are not caring about my death. Are you? Suppose you listen to the Swami that you came in that evening, he passed away. So, oh, that man, good man, but that much. But about yourself, immediately you will ask your daughter, your wife, your son, hey, take me to the good doctor, research who is a good doctor and good hospital. Why? Because I love my body, that is exactly. So, as because I love my body and my mind, I don't like to give it up. The son and the father, they are differentiating. Why? Because son is thinking in this way, father is thinking in this way. Then say, okay, you go in your own way. Why? Because thought only. And the
So you mentioned about consciousness, right? And consciousness has no such form that is just you say. So is consciousness related to God? How is consciousness related to God?
Now, consciousness has nothing to do with the God. This is a very good question. Consciousness and God, actually, consciousness is something which is all pervading. But from that consciousness, and hey, tomorrow you better come. Tomorrow we are going to the library. Which that library?
Yes.
My library.
The public library. So there I am going to give you that idea, and I have developed some PowerPoint presentation. Because when you discuss, you won't be able to understand. So the PowerPoint presentation, through that, so I am trying to give the idea, Vedantic way of creation. So how the creation came. Majority of the philosophers, they say, God created this universe. And who created God? No, God is self-created. Okay. Vedanta says in the same way, consciousness, it suddenly felt, I should be many. So if I tell all this thing tomorrow, you are not going to attend. So the consciousness and God are completely different.
So okay, so I'll not go into that. Then does God have any form?
Of course, God can take form. Because God is the having three qualities, Sattva, Raja and Tama, in the finer sense. So this God is having a power, that's called Maya. The terminology, the power, but the Maya. This Maya is having again the two spatial quality, covering and superimposing. They cover it, the original thing, and superimpose something beautiful, something others. They give the classical example like this. There is a rope, and then a person from the distance saw a snake. How it happened? So they analyzed. That means his mind first covered the rope. Then his mind threw the imagination of the snake on the rope. So almost like this. So what Maya is doing, covering the truth and superimposing something else like that, like the mirage. When a person is thirsty and he wants some little water, then he will see, the same person will see the water, the camels, the people, and he rushes to that place and find nothing. Who created water? Who created human being? Who created camel? I. Why? I just wanted that. So this is called Maya. The creation, Vedanta will say, nothing but imagination.
So God is Sattva Raja Tama?
And God is having the quality of Sattva, Raja and Tama. So that's why God is not permanent. God is also temporary. But God's temporariness, a long, long period. In the meantime, we will come millions of times. We will take birth. The millions. That's why in our Vishnu Purana, they give the account number also, these many years he will survive. The God is also temporary, obviously. Because the moment you are having some qualities, so qualities means Sattva, Raja and Tama, the permutation and combination, a good person or a bad person. So it goes on. Who is creating God? That supreme consciousness doesn't do anything.
But then, what you are saying is action of God.
Action of God.
But my question is, does God have any form, or is action the form?
God has no that way a form, but the God can take any form because He is the sum total of all minds. Anything that you are thinking, it is reaching to that particular mind. In the computer, as you people that you do something, and there's a master computer, all those things are going and accumulate. God is like that. Millions of mind, whatever they are thinking, reaching over there. Now someone is crying, God, please come as my son. I like to look at you as my son. So the baby Krishna. And then someone is telling God, I like to look like my friend. So that Arjuna and Krishna. I like to see as my beloved one. Like that. So anyone asking God, so that type of, that's why the Hindus are having 33, the codes of the images. You know, in South India, particularly in Madras and all those places, the Kartikeya, Subramaniam, the name is Subramaniam, the Kartikeya. Subramaniam is having two wives, Lakshmi and Saraswati. And the same Kartikeya in the eastern zone of India, in Bengal and is bachelor. But same Hindu, but we don't fight. They will say our Kartikeya is having two wives. That's good, no problem for us. Because we know it is all imagination. So we never worship the images, though we have so many images. One lady came, American lady, and she was asking me, Swamiji, I went to this temple, Lemon temple, which is 4 miles from our center. And I was asking, I saw so many different gods and goddesses. And I was asking, who is the main god? Then the priest told, you better go to Swamiji, he may give that. We don't know. So I have come to you. I told all are main gods and goddesses. The one who is thinking that Durga is the main goddess, for her or for him, Durga. And the main Rama, Rama. The Krishna, Krishna, all are name. But we don't fight, you know why? Because we know these images are my creation. I have created this image. This, our ISKCON people, they have made the Krishna all white. The white marble they are using for the Krishna images. But in India, Krishna is black. Not little like that. That like the color of the grass. But we are not fighting with them. Hey, why the Krishna can become white? So they like this, okay, no problem. Krishna is Krishna only. So we go and we pray to Krishna. Oh, here you are in white form, no problem for me. Please bless me, that's all. So Hindus in that way, they never fought. in the name of religion.
So Maharaj, we have only one ultimate reality. All these are, we can say, manifestation of the same reality.
Same reality. And this ultimate reality is the consciousness. As because it is very difficult to understand the consciousness, think of it. You are trying to understand your consciousness through what? Through your mind. The mind is under consciousness. So how you can understand the consciousness with a subdued thing, and the mind which is under the consciousness, through that you have to understand the consciousness. This is the greatest difficulty. So you have to transform the mind. The mind means all the thoughts that we are having, the thoughts of the world. Now you change the whole thought process and you are thinking only about the consciousness. If you go on constantly thinking and meditating on consciousness, you become that.
It's like the bulb trying to understand electricity.
You'd like to burn like trying to understand electricity. So that is the only process is reversing process in this way, constantly. That's why the Jesus said, blessed are those who are pure in heart. What is the purity? Nothing but God. Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. What is the divinity? Love and unselfishness. That is already within us. Only thing we have to expand, that's all.
I mean, there were two questions and therefore I'm just continuing, sorry. Isn't there a difference between, I mean, my little understanding, which is very little, that a reflected consciousness and absolute consciousness is probably what my concept of God is. But you said that consciousness and God are not the same.
So this is Ishara, God or Ishara. Maya upohita chaitanya equal to Ishara. The Maya means sum total of ignorance. Sum total of ignorance. On that, when the consciousness reflects, it becomes Ishara. And what is Jiva? That is that ahankar upohita chaitanya. The ahankar is a small part of that Maya. That is called ahankara. Ahankar is also getting the reflection of the consciousness. So I say I. Now it is like this. The big ocean, everywhere small ripples are there. Each and every ripple is reflecting the sun. So all this is nothing but the sun, reflected sun, like the jivas. But there is a big pond and it is having the full view of the sun. Also reflection, but the full view of the sun. That is Ishvara, comparing with that. So it is having that much, it is Ishvara, and we are also having small. Now I can become God, the Ishvara. How? The Ishvara is having Maya, that is having the reflection of consciousness. I am having Ahamkara, again having the reflection of the consciousness. If I remove the Ahamkara, and if you remove the Maya, what remains? Only consciousness. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said in Bengali, Ami mole kuchibe janja. If you can remove your I, the ego, then all problems are solved. Because of the I, which is not true, all this problem. Just remove that I, you are God. That is. Okay then. Acharya.
Slightly different from what we discussed today, Swamiji, but what is Samadhi, the concept of Samadhi, when holy people...
And the Samadhi means forgetting the world and your own existence and living in the consciousness. That is Samadhi. That Samadhi, there are two different types they say. There is called Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa. When Savikalpa, Vikalpa means an object. And you are having an object and your whole mind is concentrating on that and taking the form and shape of that particular thing. Like the example of the researcher whole mind is concentrated on that, and they can't think anything of except that. That is also samadhi. No other thought. As they say, the stories are there that who is that famous the scientist? And he forgot to take the breakfast, and his cat came and ate the breakfast, and he saw the plate. Oh, okay, I've eaten the breakfast. So he was happy. So he couldn't realize that he has not eaten. So concentration on that. This is also samadhi. Savikalpa. Nirvikalpa, going beyond this. No object should be there to concentrate. Then on which you are concentrating? On consciousness. Pure consciousness. At this moment, it is very difficult, impossible, almost impossible, to have a conception of that.
So Bharat, when the drop becomes the ocean, that is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
That is Nirvikalpa.
So
That's
it's like your mind is not there, because mind is present with ego.
The mind means ego. The mind is completely merged with the Supreme Mind. In different words they say. See the pramana, that you have to prove. How to prove it? They will say, how to prove it? Are you late or what? Not okay?
It's your dinner time.
And that's okay, another 5 minutes. So that is, that this way when we think, what are you saying?
Mind and ego.
So when you are thinking, the mind is completely vanishing. And slowly the proof. How to prove? We are talking like this. What is the proof? What is the proof of God? What is the proof of Atman? Now the proof can be given by 2-3 different ways. One is direct perception. Another is inference. And third is believing the words of the spiritual people or realized souls. So they say pratyaksha, anumana and shabda. These are the pramanas. The how to prove, the Vedantic way. Pratyaksha we cannot do at this moment. Anumana, when you see the life of the great soul, how these people, they were not that way educated, they were not socially at the high rank, then but millions of people are bowing down at their feet. What they got? That means something must be there. Some people, the communist-minded people, or those who don't believe in God, atheists, so they will say, oh, all this bogus. They are constantly bluffing the ordinary people. No, you cannot bluff millions and millions of people for thousands of years. No, it is not possible. But that means something, some realities must be there. And following those, again a group of people are coming who are also so good. That they don't care about themselves, they are constantly praying for others, loving others, caring for others. So many, in every religion. So that means anumana pramana. From the inference we can see, oh it must. Every day we drink milk and we are gaining weight. Anumana pramana. By seeing the examples, but that is why there is consciousness. How to prove? By when we see the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Buddha, Christ, and the great soul like that, they must be having something so they could manifest themselves. And if you notice, most of them a very ordinary family background, almost no education, but commanding everything. Highly educated people are bowing down before them. How it is possible? So inference, through inference, we have to understand. And then accepting that, we should proceed. Doubt will come, difficulties will come, but if you continue, then you will understand. I sometimes say, it is like this. You are having the headache, and the doctor has given you a pill. You don't go to analyze what are the things are there, how to work, how it is working in my body, and you just take it. When after some time, let it gone. That way, take the name of God and be free from all anxiety. Okay then, let us say Shanti 3 times and conclude. Om Shanti. You repeat.
Om Shanti
Shanti.
Shanti
Shanti.
Shanti
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Peace, peace, peace unto all.